Hello everyone, my name is Jay and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be reviewing the first episode for the newest HBO series, The Last of Us. This video will contain spoilers, so if you haven't already seen the episode, stop watching and go watch it, and then come back when you are done. This episode was incredible. It was everything I had expected it to be and more. Starting with the casting, the cast is incredible so far. Pedro Pascal embodies the role of Joel so much that I do not know if I can see anyone else in that role. I was already on board with the casting when he was first cast, but this episode just confirmed what I thought of him. He was perfect, and I cannot wait to see more of him in later episodes. Unlike Pedro Pascal, I'm not too familiar with Bella Ramsey's work, so I had no prior opinion on how well she would be as Ellie in the show. So seeing how great she was surprised me. She is perfect as Ellie. She is extremely likable in the role, and I cannot wait to see her performance in some of the more emotional scenes that will happen later on in the show. Gabriel Luna was a casting that surprised me. Even though he only had a short time as Tommy in this episode, I really enjoyed his performance, and I'm excited to see more of him in later episodes. Anna Torv as Tess is also a great casting, but I don't really have much to say about her more than that. Finally, Nico Parker as Sarah is an incredible casting. She only had a short amount of time to work with, but the scenes she was involved in were incredible. I loved the way she played Sarah in the show, and I thought her acting was really good. She's been getting a lot of praise online for her performance, and I think all that praise is deserved. Great casting all around. This show is a perfect adaptation of the game, and should be what every video game adaptation should aim to be from now on. So far, it has followed the game story so well, but doesn't just feel like a repeat of events. The show has added new scenes and changed the way some scenes play out, but all of these additions and changes only make the story 10 times more better than it was in the game. The opening scene, for example, is just one of the many additions I love. Setting up how cordyceps could evolve to be able to infect humans rather than just insects, and how impactful that could be, was such a brilliant and chilling way to open the show. It had me hooked from the very beginning. Seeing more of Sarah's life before the outbreak was a change I was not expecting, and not even something I wanted, but I love how they added it into the show. The way these scenes slowly built up to the outbreak, seeing people twitching as a sign they had been infected, was a terrifying addition to the scene I was not expecting at all. Getting more scenes of Sarah and Joel together, seeing their relationship a lot more, just makes what happens later that much more devastating. The scene of the outbreak itself was incredible. The way tension was being built, the way it was being filmed, everything about it was perfect. The build-up of Sarah seeing the infected for the first time was incredible, and the infected look as horrifying as they should. The end of the scene with Sarah's death was as good and emotional as I wanted and expected it to be. Pedro Pascal and Nico Parker's acting in that scene was incredible, and the scene itself was just so well made. This was the scene that made me realize just how good this show was going to be, and I'm hoping that it keeps to this level of quality throughout the entire show. The second half of this episode was great as well. I love seeing Joel's life living in the quarantine zone and how different he has become within the 20 years following the outbreak and Sarah's death. The atmosphere of the quarantine zone is perfect and ripped straight from the games. I love the small scenes we had between Joel and Ellie during this half, and I cannot wait to see more of them. But the ending of this episode was fantastic. Joel beating a soldier to death after he tries to kill Ellie, reminding Joel what happened to Sarah, was such an interesting change to that scene, and one I personally think made it better than the scene in the actual game. The ending shot of the episode, with the towers leading into one another, was a cool way to end the episode, and hearing the sound of the clickers was also a cool detail, considering we will likely be seeing them in the next episode. This first episode was an incredible start to a hopefully incredible show. I really don't know how they could have made it better. The directing by Craig Mazin, along with the writing from both Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann, was amazing and makes me so much more excited on what this show will contain. And the music by Gustavo Santaolalla is as good as I expected it to be, and I cannot wait to hear more of it. All the actors they have chosen to play these roles are amazing, and I couldn't be happier that they are the ones playing them. I cannot wait to watch episode 2 next Monday when it releases. But that is the end of my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the episode itself. Please give your thoughts on the episode in the comments section below, as I would be extremely interested in hearing what you all thought of it. And if this is the first video of mine you are watching, please consider subscribing so you get more reviews for The Last of Us and anything else I decide to cover in the near future. Have a great rest of your day, and that will be all for today's video. Goodbye.